Welcome to the show. Tyler Robinson, the 22-year-old alleged murderer of Charlie Kirk, has been charged. We're going to hear the charges in a moment. He is facing the death penalty. We also have had a release of text messages that many people, for different reasons, are saying they don't believe these text messages were really written by Tyler Robinson. We're going to get to that in a moment. We start with Jeff Gray, the Utah County District Attorney, outlining what the criminal charges are.
I am charged with bringing justice for those who are harmed. I am charged with bringing justice for Charlie Kirk. I am committed to these aims. I take this responsibility seriously. Today, after reviewing the evidence that law enforcement has collected thus far, I am filing a criminal information charging Tyler James Robinson, age 22, with the following crimes. Count 1, aggravated murder, a capital offense, for intentionally or knowingly causing the death of Charlie Kirk under circumstances that created a great risk of death to others. Count 2, felony discharge of a firearm causing serious bodily injury, a first-degree felony. The state is further alleging aggravating factors on counts 1 and 2 because the defendant is believed to have targeted Charlie Kirk based on Charlie Kirk's political expression and did so knowing that children were present and would witness the homicide. The state is also charging defendant with count 3, obstruction of justice, a second-degree felony for moving and concealing the rifle used in the shooting. Count 4, obstruction of justice, a second-degree felony for disposing the clothing he wore during the shooting. Count 5, witness tampering, a third-degree felony for directing his roommate to delete his incriminating texts. Count 6, witness tampering, a third-degree felony for directing...
All right. I think you get the point. 22-year-old Tyler Robinson, charged with murder, could get the death penalty if convicted. I am against the death penalty even in this case. I don't believe that we are well served by the state saying, well, you did the horrible thing of killing someone. Well, now we're going to kill you. I also happen to think it's a worse and more severe punishment for him to have to sit in prison, if convicted, for the rest of his life, rather than just turning the lights out. That's my view. Now, the 2 enhancements were mentioned because the crimes were committed close to or in front of children, and because this crime was carried out based on Charlie Kirk's political beliefs. Then we get to the text messages. The alleged shooter is accused of sending texts to his partner/roommate, and this is part of the narrative that is still being put together here, confessing. And there was reportedly a note hidden in which the suspect said he believed he was going to have a chance to kill Charlie Kirk when Kirk came to town, and that he was going to take that chance. He wrote in the note that he spent more than a week planning this killing. He wrote in a text about Kirk to his partner, I had enough of his hatred. Some hate can't be negotiated out. Now, despite a lot of speculation, and this is one of the main aspects of the speculation right now, the prosecutor did not answer questions about whether it was Charlie Kirk's anti-transgender views that were specifically the catalyst for Robinson wanting to target him. And that is so much is being built up upon that, in the sense that the right believes if it was Charlie Kirk's views on transgender that were the impetus for Robinson seeking him out, then this proves it is a, quote, left-wing instance of violence. Whereas some on the left believe that if the reason that Robinson hated Kirk was a different political issue, then it would not be a left-wing instance of violence. We're going to get back to that. There's an interesting situation as of yesterday with Robinson's lawyer, which was that no lawyer was listed on the court docket as of yesterday, which is unusual. And when reporters went to the family and said, who's representing him? What's the situation with a lawyer? They, as of yesterday, did not comment. Now we get to some of the texts that Robinson sent, I guess, after the murder. Quote, I had planned to grab my rifle from my drop point shortly after, but most of that side of town got locked down. It's quiet, almost enough to get out, but there's one vehicle lingering. Going to attempt to retrieve it again? Hopefully they have moved on. I haven't seen anything about them finding it. Later he texted, I can get close to it, but there is a squad car parked right by it. I think they already swept that spot, but I don't want to chance it. Also asked his roommate to delete the texts, which plays a role in those allegations of witness tampering. Missing from any of this conspicuously is motive. Now, there are a lot of conspiracy theories that are flowing from this. Tomorrow or on the Friday show, I want to delve into the question of, is everything a conspiracy? And one of the things we have to contend with is that some of the conspiracy theorists are the usual suspects. It's the people who have conspiracies about everything. Candace Owens believes none of this and doesn't believe the story. She also believes that the wife of the French president is biologically male, and she believes all sorts of conspiracy theories. So we start to see that it is the same people who always believe they are being lied to. The official story is bogus. Alex Jones believes that we can't trust the official story here. And Alex Jones believes conspiracy theories about almost everything. So we're going to get to this question of, like, if everything is a conspiracy, is nothing a conspiracy, or how do we even sort of exist? But I do find the one part that to me is conspicuous is that although it's been said by the Utah governor, Spencer Cox, and others, this was a left-wing individual, and that may well be true. I will be the first to tell you, I don't care the political motivations in the sense of they are disgusting and disgraceful and condemnable no matter what they were. Whether this guy was angry with Charlie Kirk because of Charlie Kirk's views on transgender, or whether this guy was angry with Charlie Kirk because of Charlie Kirk's views on taxes, or it doesn't matter. This is a deplorable action regardless. But it is interesting that the texts don't reflect a left-wing ideology. Spencer Cox, although he said this is an individual who was pulled to the political left, didn't actually present any information about that. And so that's just a curiosity. It doesn't mean it's true or it's not true. But it's just sort of like, at this point in time, wouldn't we have some information that was able to sort of point us in one direction or another? But there is no shortage of people who are saying these texts simply don't sound like they were written by a 22-year-old. The timeline doesn't make sense. We're not being given clear information as to which of these messages were sent before versus after. We're going to delve into that over the next 48 hours. Tyler Robinson charged, text messages released. Every time you Google your name, you will probably find dozens of sites that expose your personal information. This can include phone number, home address, family details. It's just sitting there waiting to be scraped or abused. Incogni is a privacy service. They go after these sites on your behalf. They contact the data brokers. They demand your data be removed, which the brokers are legally required to do. Incogni will automatically remove your information from hundreds of the biggest and most notorious data broker sites, but you're not just limited to those. You can use Incogni's custom removal if you find your info on a website outside of Incogni's default list. The team at Incogni will work to get that information removed. This is how you protect yourself and your family from identity theft, financial scams, harassment, even AI-powered profiling by ad companies. And Incogni's data removal process is the only one verified independently by Deloitte. This gives them a unique level of credibility. Try Incogni risk-free and get 60% off when you go to incogni.com/Pakman and use the code Pakman. The link is in the description.